Hello, I'm Robert Reich, and I want to talk to you today about what's really happening with the UK economy. Now, I don't want to be presumptuous. We here in the United States have huge problems as well. But if you don't mind my saying so, you also have big problems, and your government is making them worse. Austerity isn't working. It doesn't work in the US, and it doesn't work in the UK. It's the wrong medicine because your ministers, just like some politicians here in the United States, have made the wrong diagnosis. Debt and the deficit are symptoms of what's wrong. They're not the causes. Since the last election, the UK economy has barely grown. The economy is still smaller than it was 5 years ago. You're stuck in a lost decade. Most people have seen their living standards fall. Real wages, what your pay packet can buy, have been falling for more than 3 years. The sharpest wages drop among the 10 most developed countries. Unemployment is still high. There are 2.5 million people out of work. That's bad enough. But there's a further 3 million who are underemployed, that is, working fewer hours than they need. Your chancellor said that big spending cuts would deliver a strong economy, but they haven't. They just slow everything down. That means the tax take falls and Social Security spending goes up, and that in turn increases borrowing. It's now £200 billion higher than planned. The ordinary folk who did least to cause the crash are paying. The richest have had their taxes cut, but by 2015, middle-income families will be around £1,000 a year worse off as a result of tax changes and tax credit cuts, and will lose far more as vital services are removed. But that's nothing new. Over the last 3 decades, the share of your nation's wealth going to wages has fallen from around 58% to around 53%. And what's more, those at the very top, the top 1%, the super rich, are taking a bigger share of this smaller pot. Since 1985, the incomes of the top 1% have grown 16 times more quickly than the worst off. And there's an investment strike, too. Big company profits have soared, but investment in jobs, skills, and infrastructure has fallen. And it's not as if they're all paying tax. £25 billion a year is lost as the wealthiest companies and individuals dodge their taxes. Again, I don't want to sound presumptuous. We have many of the same problems here in the United States. If our countries really want a future that works, we need to tackle the jobs, growth, and living standards crisis. Wages need to grow, except at the top. We need investment by government and companies. And we need to end the self-harm of austerity. Thank you.